The Chiefs pulled off another nail-biter against the Chargers with a clutch defensive field goal. While there were definitely some bright spots, like Mahomes working his magic with yet another game-winning drive, we've got to talk about two players who left the game questionable to return, and both at positions that were already causing headaches. Let's break down those injury concerns, and we will share the latest updates, dive into the key moments from this game, and a shocking new signing the Chiefs just made. Let's jump right into this wild game that ended in what's becoming classic Chiefs style, right down to the wire. So, LA wins the toss, defers, and we see the newly signed wide receiver Nikko Remigio out there to return the kickoff alongside Samaje Perine. He got bumped up from the practice squad to the active roster over the weekend when Mecole Hardman landed on injured reserve with some kind of knee issue. It's still unsure how serious that is, but it means he's out for at least 4 weeks. Give credit where it's due. Nikko had a solid debut. Nikko handled 2 kick returns and 3 punt returns, picking up 34 yards with his longest being 21. Pretty decent start. Now, let's talk about DJ Humphries, who stepped in as the Chiefs' 3rd starting left tackle this season, making his debut last night after coming back from that ACL tear late last season. He had a rough start, but it is without training camp, no preseason games, maybe 1 practice in pads, and thrown straight away against one of the NFL's solid defenses. And DJ Humphries left the game late in the 4th quarter with some kind of hamstring issue. We'll get into this shortly. The opening drive stalled after a tough drop by Baylor Cupp, and if you're wondering, who's Baylor Cupp? He's a practice squad tight end who got the call-up because the Chiefs are down to just Travis Kelce and Noah Gray, with everyone else on IR. Then, on 3rd and 10, Mahomes got swallowed up when the offensive line collapsed, leaving him nowhere to go. That led to a 47-yard field goal from Matthew Wright, who is their 3rd kicker in about a month after both Harrison Butker and Spencer Schrader landed on IR. After the field goal, Leo Chenal showed his incredible strength by suplexing Gus Edwards. Following a Wharton sack on Herbert, Quentin Johnston converted a long 3rd and 16, taking a big hit from Bolton that drew a controversial defenseless receiver flag. The Chargers' drive stalled after Chenal blew up a screen play. Herbert appeared to tweak his ankle but stayed in the game. Both teams then exchanged punts, with Ariza pinning one at the 2-yard line for KC. The Chargers quickly flipped the field when Palmer burned Jaden Hicks for 38 yards. After more defensive stops on both sides, Nikko Remigio's 21-yard punt return gave KC good field position. Juju Smith-Schuster found space for a 26-yard gain, but Derwin James then recorded the 3rd and final sack on Mahomes, who would still take 14 more hits throughout the game. The Chiefs' promising drive ended in the red zone after another hit on Mahomes, settling for Wright's field goal to make it 6-0. After stopping LA's next possession, KC went 3 and out on a controversial non-call when DeAndre Hopkins took contact beyond 5 yards. What should have been illegal contact or holding went unflagged, though it's hard to complain about calls always favoring the Chiefs after that one. The Chargers went 3 and out after a holding call negated Quentin Johnston's big catch, but the bigger story was Herbert taking a hard hit from Bolton. He needed medical attention for his knee, but managed to return to the game. The first half was mostly a punt fest until the Chiefs' final drive, a beautiful 77-yard march in 9 plays. Despite taking another hit, Mahomes found Worthy for 11 yards on 3rd and 7, followed by a Juju DPI and a Kelce catch to get inside the 20. After surviving a scary near fumble by Samaje Perine, they capped it with a sweet 9-yard touchdown to Hopkins, falling backwards into the end zone to make it 13-0 with 47 seconds left. The Chargers' response backfired when they made a bizarre decision to throw over the middle to Will Dissly. He took a shot from Reed that knocked him out for the second half with a shoulder injury. Just poor situational football. While the Chiefs had a chance to push it to 20-0 early in the second half, LA had other plans, making this another nail-biter. Honestly, the second half revealed a completely different Chargers offense, making serious adjustments. They opened the 3rd quarter strong with a balanced attack, setting up a crucial 4th and 2, which Joshua Palmer converted with a 15-yard catch. A bizarre moment occurred when Chris Jones called a timeout, confusing Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, though it didn't stop LA from converting. Jones redeemed himself by destroying a jet sweep to Darius Davis, but the Chargers regained momentum. Stone Smart, filling in for Will Dissly, made a key catch over Shamari Connor, and Gus Edwards capped a 13-play, 8-minute drive with a touchdown. The Chiefs struggled to respond, going 3 and out. On the next drive, Justin Herbert connected deep to Quentin Johnston, aided by a DPI on Justin Reed. Stone Smart followed with a 24-yard catch, leading to Johnston's touchdown for a 14-13 Chargers lead. The Chiefs answered with Samaje Perine's 3rd and 3 conversion, sparking a drive into LA territory. However, a Trey Smith penalty on 3rd and 1 pushed them back to 3rd and 16, killing the momentum. Mahomes' deep pass to DeAndre Hopkins fell incomplete after a hard hit that didn't draw a flag, though Hopkins later returned. Matthew Wright's field goal put the Chiefs up 16-14. Nick Bolton sacked Herbert, but Quentin Johnston turned a check down into a 20-yard gain before Joshua Williams exited with a chest injury. His absence added to the Chiefs' thin cornerback group. LA continued to march, converting on 3rd and 7 to Joshua Palmer before Turk Wharton's sack held them to a field goal. With 4 minutes and 42 seconds left, the Chiefs trailed 17-16, holding 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs started at their 40, thanks to a poor kickoff by Cameron Dicker. After 2 incompletions, Mahomes did his thing on 3rd and 10, stepping up and finding Xavier Worthy for 14 yards. Shout out to Samaje Perine for an incredible block on Derwin James during that play, an unsung moment that helped seal it. Bad news struck on the next snap, though. DJ Humphries went down with a hamstring injury. He was rushed back early to protect Mahomes' blind side, but now his playoff availability is uncertain. He's undergoing an MRI, and the Chiefs are hoping for the best. Despite the setback, Mahomes scrambled for a first down, Pacheco converted on 3rd and 1, and a couple of Kareem Hunt runs set up a 3rd and 7. With LA out of timeouts, the Chargers needed a stop to get the ball back, but Mahomes delivered under pressure. Rolling right, he juked left and found Kelce wide open after Kelce improvised his route. Classic Mahomes to Kelce magic. The Chiefs ran the clock down, leaving Matthew Wright to seal it with a 31-yard field goal. It wasn't pretty, hooking left and bouncing off the upright, but it went in. That marked their 15th straight one-score win and clinched the AFC West for the 9th consecutive year. So, in short, the Chiefs did just enough against the league's top-scoring defense, converting 53% on 3rd downs. Mahomes stayed sharp with no turnovers, Kelce and Worthy led the air attack, and everyone else chipped in. This team remains clutch when it matters most, even if they're average on early downs. Now, at 12-1, they're firmly in control of the AFC. Now, looking ahead to Sunday's noon kickoff against the Browns, with Jameis Winston confirmed as their starter. That's a whole different story we'll get into another time. The bigger concern is we might be seeing Wanya Morris at left tackle and Nazeeh Johnson in the secondary again, depending on how serious these injuries to Humphries and Williams turn out to be. But here's some interesting news. The Chiefs brought back a familiar face today, signing cornerback Steven Nelson to the practice squad. After passing his physical, the 31-year-old veteran is back where it all started. Nelson, if you remember, was KC's 3rd-round pick back in 2015. After his rookie contract, he spent time with the Steelers, Eagles, and most recently the Texans. Get this, he had 12 pass breakups and 4 picks with Houston in 2023, which is twice as many interceptions as L'Jarius Sneed's team-leading 2. Honestly, Nelson played his best football after leaving Bob Sutton's defense, posting his 2nd-best career coverage grade last season with the Texans. He'll need time to get up to speed. Remember, he's coming into Spagnuolo's system, not the Sutton defense he played in before Spagnuolo took over in 2018. But having a smart veteran like Nelson available for the playoff push, that's just good business. Brett Veach keeps finding ways to address team needs. Let's give him another shot in a completely different system and what he does this time. So that's all from our side. We have intensively explained how the Chiefs clinched this victory and the new addition to the practice roster. The road ahead is quite difficult. Let's hope for the best. So, guys, what do you think? With Steven Nelson returning to the Chiefs, how do you think he'll fit into Spagnuolo's system this late in the season? Can he make an impact during the playoff run? Share your opinion in the comment section. See you in the next video.